Subcommittee. He's Congressman Greg Steube. Congressman, it's good to have you back on. What was your reaction? What was your reaction to the FBI director's testimony today?
Well, he's trying to deflect. He's trying to not answer the questions directly that members like Mr. Johnson, who you just had on, asked him directly. We have clear evidence of politicization of the Department of Justice, from everything from the J6 investigations to investigating private citizens to the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that went on for years. Over 1 million individuals have been illegally surveilled through the FISA process, and that was something that Mr. Gates was asking in the clip that you showed right beforehand. You have case after case and evidence after evidence of this FBI weaponizing the enforcement arm of our government for political purposes.
So we also have this, what you just talked about. We've got basically surveillance of Americans, right? That's what you're just talking about. The FBI being accused of being politicized and letting the Biden family corruption probes be stonewalled and slide. That's also whistleblowers alleging that at the DOJ. Can you square the two?
Yeah, you have the IRS that was working with the DOJ and the FBI in the Hunter Biden investigation. So the IRS whistleblower that you mentioned, that individual was working with the FBI and the DOJ for prosecution on IRS-related crimes, and Hunter Biden was one of those individuals. He was removed from being the team lead, the chief of that, because he started asking questions. They weren't following normal protocol. They weren't doing warrants and searches that the investigative team felt like they needed to do. There was evidence that led to the big guy, and they wanted to do questioning. They wanted to do subpoenas and warrants of that. They weren't allowed to do that. They were completely deflecting and delaying. One of the things that really impressed me was there were felonies that the Department of Justice and the FBI delayed the IRS investigation for years. These are crimes that happened in 2014, specifically so that the statute of limitations would toll and they wouldn't be able, the government wouldn't be able to charge Hunter Biden with these crimes.
Well, that's going on. We're going to stay on the story. We have to move on to this. The FBI Director Wray also testified today that the FBI is assisting into the probe into who left cocaine at the White House. The Secret Service reportedly is going to brief House oversight tomorrow about this. The probe is in its 9th day. How is it that they don't know who left it there?
They know exactly who left it there. They don't want to tell the American people who left it there. When Trump was president, I had the opportunity to visit the White House numerous times. And even as a member of Congress, you go through several different searches, several different opportunities where bomb sniffing dogs, canines, magnetometers, they know exactly when people are going in and out of the White House. They know exactly where people are in different rooms of the White House. You can't tell me that they don't know where that came from. They're just hiding it from the American people.
Well, let's watch this. You're going to see sound from CNN, from former Trump press secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Watch NSA Jake Sullivan here too. Watch this.
I can tell you, if someone would have asked me this about any Trump family member who had no history with cocaine, I would have gone to Donald Trump and I would have said, people are saying this is a family member. What do you say, President Trump? And he would have said, absolutely not. And my answer at the podium would have been, I have zero reason to believe this is anyone connected to the president or his family. She didn't say that. And that to me was very telling.
The president does not acknowledge the girl. This is a story that is sad and disturbing on so many levels.
This is all revolving around a 4-year-old who has knowledge of who her paternal grandfather is. It is so incongruent to who we've been told Joe Biden is forever.
Yesterday, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York indicted a man named Gal Luft for violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act by working without registration for a company called CEFC China Energy. The president's son and brother worked for the same firm without registration. What's the White House's take?
I've not seen that and can't comment on it.
We've got a lot of critics saying this is a Biden White House that's in trouble. We have talked to former FBI agents. They're astounded at what they're seeing happen in the D.C. headquarters. They can't believe what's going on, Congressman, because they do the law and order work, catching the bad guys. They don't want to be involved in politics. Neither does the IRS. They just want to do the right thing, do their jobs, and go home. They're just really outraged from the people we've talked to about what's happening with the politicization of the FBI and the DOJ.
Yeah, all those rank and file officers for the FBI, the Secret Service, you're right. They just want to do their job. They want to enforce the law. They don't want to see politicization. Unfortunately, the politicization starts all the way at the president and works its way down, where they have used the law enforcement arm of the Department of Justice and the FBI as the enforcement arm of the Democratic Party to be the weaponization and politicization in those different agencies. The American people aren't going to stand for it, and we are going to continue to investigate this and bring that information before the American people.
Congressman Stubbe, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
We've got the Washington Examiner's Byron